Hey, everyone. I'm gonna wait for some people to jump on before I get started on the topic today. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Come on in the room. I don't know why I like saying it, but I like saying it. Come on in the room. See if I can share this out in my group. Let's see. See if I can add it. Okay. See that as an option. Don't see that as an option. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And so what I wanted to come by to talk to you guys about, and if this is your first time on my live and you don't know who I am Spessity Boone. I'm known in the beauty industry as Pooh. And my mission and my goal is to help stylists all over the world, if I can, learn how to run their business smarter and not harder. And the reason I say that is that is something I had to master within the beauty business myself, and what actually put me in that position to focus more on doing better, and working smarter, not harder, is when I became ill behind the chair one day. And then I realized I really was overworking myself. I was putting in more time to get the money. And that is not really how we should be working, right? And, for my new people coming in the industry, I know you want to get to that point where the money is flowing. But I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to my new people coming in the industry, and I want to talk to I'll say our veterans if we've been in the business for a while. And you might say I'm in the car, I'm waiting on my husband. He had to run in the building to handle some business. So I figure I would take this time and do a live, right? And what me and him just talked about, and what we really just had to do prior to him going in the building, is our patience, right? And so what came to mind is patience is a virtue, right? And if you look that up, what you will find out is what that mean is having patience through a long process, right? Having patience through a long process. And so for my new people, new stylists that's trying to come in the industry, it take patience, because it take a while, right, to really build the business, to learn the business, if you don't have somebody to guide you, right? And it takes longer if you don't have nobody to guide you, right? And so patience is a virtue, right? Patience is a virtue, meaning you have to have patience through the long process, right? Because nothing happens overnight. Guess what? This world wasn't built overnight, right? And so we can't expect anything in our lives to happen overnight as well, right? You have to, what I always say, trust the process, right? If you have to trust that the process will work out in your favor, right? You got to trust that God got it in his hand, right? That he's always working on our behalf, right? Even when it don't look like it, but he is, right? So I always say, everything happens for a reason and a season. Even when it don't look like it's working out for you, it is. Even if it's building you, molding you, and prepping you for what's to come before you, it's working on your behalf. And it might seem like it's a process and it's taking long for anything that we face in life, right? But that is when patience is a virtue, right? Having patience through the process is what's going to help you through, right? Having patience. And so that's why I want to talk about patience is a virtue. We have to understand that it takes time to get through anything. If you trying to start a business for the first time, it takes patience. It takes time to get through the whole process of getting it together. I've been in business 10 years and I'm still learning things, right? Right? It's always it's a revolving thing. Learning is a revolving thing. Nothing stays the same, right? Things always changing. So you always have to be in that position of learning, right? You always have to be, you got to stay humble. And this was going to be my post today. As you can see, I've been posting out motivational things. I feel, I always been a person that like to motivate people, encourage people. And so even during a time like this with this COVID coming through, this another thing we had to do. We had to. It wasn't even an option. We was forced to have patience through this process because it was no longer in our hands. One of the things that we always want to control everything. And if you actually realize during this COVID situation that you realize that you really don't have everything in your hand, even if you're watching this on replay, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Type in the comments, one, right? Yes. You're right. Type in one, because for one, you realize that you didn't have it in control like you thought you did. Like we really thought we had everything in our hands and we can control it. And COVID really sat us down and made us realize we really don't have everything in our hands under control. Like we couldn't go back in the shops, right? So we didn't have that in our hands, in our control, right? But what we did have time to do is realize at home what we did have, and made us be more appreciative over having more time with our family, having really rebirthing, like not even rebirthing things, but birthing new things, right? And if you have birthed out something new since COVID have came and hit, type in the comments number 2, because 2, you realize, okay, I need to do something different, right? Now, and you had to realize you had to have patience, but you had to also start a process of something else, right? Which still takes patience, because that's not gonna boom overnight, right? And so if you realize that you had to birth something new, and you birthed something new, or you even if you just wrote out the plan, right? You realize that, okay, yes, I realize I have to have me another stream of income. Whereas if I'm not even in the salon, I need to have something that I can do outside of the salon, right? So if that's you, type in the comments too, right? And again, you had to have patience to really sit and visualize what else there is that you can do. You had to really pivot. That was the new word for this season of this, is pivoting. I'm pretty sure y'all probably heard that word a lot of times, pivoting. We had to really pivot through this, right? And so, I just wanted to say, if you're going through something right now and you feel like it's spiraling out of control, you feel like you're trying and it's just not working. And, as a stylist, you might feel like, okay, we back open now, but it feel like it ain't moving, it ain't progressing. In your mind, in the back of your mind, you're like, what am I gonna do? Patience is a virtue, right? Patience is a virtue. You have to be patient and understand that it can still work for you, but you have to figure out what do you need to do new, because nothing going back the same. I mean, let's just be real. Nothing is really going back the same. Like, until we process that and understand that nothing is going back the same anymore, right? Things gonna be different, I mean, just think about it. Now is virtual. And my husband made me think about this when we was talking about patience is a virtue. He said, he had an aha moment. He said, you think about it. He said, what's going on now? He say a lot of people doing everything virtual. He say virtual, patience is a virtual, and they're doing virtual, having to have patience to work through the internet. I'm like, you're right. Virtual. Spelled different, but both saying virtual, right? And so, we done had to do more virtual contacting with people now. You had to have patience. You had a lot of people that had to, even the students, teachers, college students probably pretty much used to this anyway, but a lot of them people on their jobs had to shift and pivoted to doing business or doing school virtually, right? So they all have had to have some form of patience to get through this process, even when they was getting frustrated. But eventually, they're gonna build the patience to come through it, right? And so you have to have patience, right? Even if you start in a new business, you gotta have patience through the process of getting it all together. It takes time, right? If you already had a business and you're trying to build it and to become better, you still have to have patience. Like I heard a salon owner say that she was out sick and came back and all her customers didn't even come back, which I know somebody personally that happened to. And she began to lose her interest. She began to not know what it was going to look like, right? But it's when you realize, see, y'all will hear me talk about mindset a lot, and this is something that I have really developed a better understanding in through trials and tribulations. I realize mindset is everything. And you will hear me talk about your mindset is your vehicle to your success, because it's all based around the way you think. It's the process of your thoughts. And I'm giving y'all all of them. I'm so far giving you, I have mapped out so many positive posts that I will be posting. And I'm pretty much doing a couple of them in this video. And, and so, when I say your mindset is your vehicle to your success, everything really starts with a thought. A thought. It all starts with a thought. It all starts with a thought. When I wanted to open a salon, it started with a thought. When I wanted to become a stylist, it started with a thought. When I wanted to become a mother, it started with a thought. When I wanted to become a wife, it started with a thought. Whatever it is that you want to do or already doing, it started with a thought. It started with a thought, right? And then it had to have patience to go through other process along the way behind it. You had to visualize it. You had to map it out. You had to strategize. You had to plan. All of those things come behind it. But it all started with a thought. But you had to have the patience to get through the process. It takes patience to be a wife. It takes patience to be a mother. It takes patience to be a business owner. It takes patience to be a stylist. It takes patience in any business that it is that you are doing or want to do. It takes patience. It takes patience. And so I hope that I have reached out to someone, and hope that this have helped you understand how having patience is a virtue, how having patience is necessary. It's necessary. It's just necessary. It's part of the process. It's necessary. Because if you get frustrated, guess what? You'll be ready to give up. If you stay focused on the frustration, you will want to give up. You will give in. And giving in and giving up is for losers. You're not a loser. You're a winner. Tell yourself that. Sometimes we have to speak to ourselves. Not sometimes, all the time. Every day, you should tell yourself what you're going to do. All right, today, like I told myself, okay, while he's in there, I'm going to go ahead and go live. I haven't been on here and I haven't went live. I need to come out and I need to talk about something. And I had to think, oh, okay, what am I going to talk about today? And I told myself what I'm going to talk about, right? And I came on here and I did it. It's pressing the button and it's just doing it. I told myself, Pooh, press the button. Especially press that button and get started, right? And let me help some people understand. We're not perfect. One of my issues was I like perfection. Want everything to be perfect. No. Just get started. It don't have to be right. Just get it going, right? So just understand that, you can strive for excellence, right? You can strive for excellence, but it don't have to be perfected. This world ain't perfected. This world ain't perfect. So don't beat yourself up thinking that something has to be perfect. Don't slow up your progress of pursuing something because you want it to be perfect. I'm guilty of that. Have been guilty of that. And I'm busting through that, right? Slowly. It's a process. Patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. Yes. So I just want to motivate you that whatever it is that you want to do, whatever business you want to birth, just do it, right? Have patience. Know that it's going to take patience. Know that everything is not going to be easy. No, it's not. Would I say being a wife is always easy? No. Would I say being a mother is always easy? No. Would I say being, having siblings? I mean, sometimes you argue with your siblings. Is that going to always be, is that going to pluck your nerves? Yes. But at the end of the day, look at the end results of what you're trying to pursue. And you have to have patience through it all. You have to be patient for business. You have to have patience through whatever life can bring you. You have to have patience. And again, if it feel frustrated, if it feel like it's not working in your favor, sometimes it's just not the time, right? Sometimes it's just not God's timing for that to move in your life. But it's going to happen right on time. Yes, He's an on-time God. And it will happen in the time that it needs to happen. So just have patience. Patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue, meaning you're going to have patience in a long road of the process. That is what patience is a virtue mean. That you have to have patience through the long-term process. Through the process. It's going to take a while through the process. So you have to have patience through it to get to it. I'm going to say that again. You have to have patience through it to get to it. If you don't go through it, guess what? You can't get to it. Yes. So, I love you guys. And again, if you're just jumping on and you don't know who I am your girl, Specialty Boone, known in the beauty industry as Pooh. And again, my mission and my goal through my trials and my tribulations, through my tests and my trials, is to take all that I have learned over my 25 years as a beautician and over 10 years as a salon owner. And I would like to pour that into you and save you some of the heartache and pain. And if your process don't have to be as long, then why not get the help? So if you are interested in learning more and being part of a unity of stylists that's looking to grow and looking to progress and what I would say is stay charged. Yes, stay charged, meaning you can continue to go. You have the energy to continue to go, right? If that's you, join my private Facebook group that is for hairstylists. It's called The Cutting Edge Hairstylist Lounge. If you want to join that, go and join the group, and I would welcome you in into the group so you can scale and you can grow. Love you guys. Have a great day. And as I would say, always be great on purpose. You have a purpose. Be great.